It is a weekend. DeFi doesn't sleep for anybody, so you should get some sleep, but otherwise you should be DeFiing. If that makes sense to you, fantastic. Let's get into some DeFi opportunities. It's a weekend. Weekends are a little bit different. I'm going to cover current opportunities available, and then some Meteor stuff, and then a little bit of warning, a little bit of caution. So specifically, if I'm playing on Kamino, I use Kamino heavily for like borrow and lend. It's brilliant. The swap tools are really cool. You can use my referral, Seb Monty. But specifically in the liquidity department, it's not like amazing. But if there are incentivized pools, they are worthwhile in my opinion. So I covered this yesterday. USC Sol liquidity, decent fees, as long as they're paying out these rewards, I'm down. Because you're getting this and you're getting all up, you're getting a decent yield with the daily USC rewards. You can extrapolate that out, do that, or do this 17 times 52 weeks divided by the TVL, and you can see that it's earning really, really decently. However, it's not going to go forever. So as soon as it ends, you pull out your liquidity. Sadly, you pull out your liquidity. Jubonk, if you see this and you think, well, that was earning 47%, this is earning 49%, I'll go into this. Not worth it. Definitely not worth it. You need to have incentives, in my opinion, to get into something like this. Because yes, there's some trading volume and you're earning some fees, but it's not worth it. 50% pull like this, nah. When you're looking at these things, look at the things that have the little lightning bolt and see if those incentives are worth your time. Zeus and Sol, probably not going to be worth your time for 10% unless you're like mega red pilled on that. If you see things that have the MET logo, that means they get MET point, which is cool. But in general, I'm going to stay away from these meme coin plays as well, because it's actually not that much. You think, oh, wow, that's amazing. Spice and JITO Sol, it may look alluring to you because you're essentially getting this insane incentive. You're getting swap fees, strategy yield that's earning, you can see at the top there, 155%, plus Spice of like almost 100%, plus JITO at 554%. However, if we look at the chart, they're building a game or something like that, and I'm not trying to ever hurt a project, but if it's not a good DeFi opportunity, I just have to be super transparent, just straight to the point. This is not the chart you want to see, right? I entered it like here ish, I can't remember, and like I lost a decent amount, but I kind of got offset by the rewards, and so I just withdrew, sold everything back to Sol. I was like, okay, cool. I sold the JTO as well. I am bullish on JTO, but when you lose so much, when your chart looks like this, I think just get out. And like, how did it drop from here to here? I don't know, and I don't really mind. I'm just not playing with it. I'm just kind of pointing that out for you. So you can always keep an eye on these, but there's nothing there for me. There is, however, if you're into ZBTC, which I think is damn good. This is Zeus's BTC. ZBTC paired with WBTC or Sol or something like that. There is a decent amount to make in terms of like LP sharing and earning. You have to do this, and you've only got 6 hours left. There's only 40 submissions. 40 submissions for 20,000 Zeus, and I don't actually know how much one Zeus is, but it's like decent, right? So let's have a look here. I use Solflare. That's my preferred. So 20,000 Zeus. There's like a swap fee on this, so it's actually going to be more than that. But like that's a decent price. So if you're actually playing with that, you may as well get into that as fast as you can. If you're going to Meteor specifically with ZBTC and Sol, you extrapolate this out, it's only 18%. It's not that decent. However, there is a vault on Orca, which is earning 30% with these daily Zeus rewards. Now, typically, when you get a reward like this and there's a lack of hype behind something, even though I think Zeus has a decent future, I'm not going to look at the TA of the chart or see what's coming in terms of buy pressure or whatever. I'm just going to say, typically, with any token like this, unless you've got a core thesis like I do with some tokens, yeah, you get it, you farm it, you sell it, you put it back into ZBTC and so on. You compound your position. If you're bullish on Bitcoin and Sol, you get your Zeus, you put it back in. That's just sadly what you have to do. Now, let's move on to some LP Army stuff. LP Army, make sure you're in the Met LP Army Discord. Here it is here. And I'll be covering some stuff from all like people that like are top performers. Mythical Potato is a top performer, Filipino dude that just like rocking. I'm pretty sure I've tracked his wallet. Don't worry, Mythical Potato. I will not be sharing your wallet. So just be mindful of that. I'm not going to share it. I know you don't want it shared, but the guy performs exceptionally well. And with that, I will suggest looking at his calls, checking out his track history, just going with a small amount of dollars, whatever. However, if you do find a bit of a winner, you could end up winning like $300, 150, 50, whatever. There's a total prize pool of 500. You have to get in there now, join the Med Army. You have to submit this. You have to maintain at least $50 worth of TVL throughout. So it says provide liquidity. So I think the entire competition dates. Yeah, or at least, I'm not sure actually. This is not super clear. But jump into the Discord if you're going to do it. If you're onto a winner and it's only like 100%, 200%, that could end up getting first, second, or third. But yeah. All right, next bit of news as well. Token Guy, he's doing a challenge again. He did a challenge. He was doing really well last year. Remember, the markets just went like they just inverted. So if you've been watching him or other people and they've done well and then things have not gone well, that's called markets. That's called crypto. To have this crazy upside, you have to have this unfortunate volatility to the downside. He's doing this 1K to 10K challenge in 30 days or less, 75% hit ratio, and he's up $900 just like that. So worth just following what he's doing. Maybe I can do something like that in the future, but I'm a little bit too busy at the moment. Now, there is another opportunity out there, and this is Bluefin, trade.bluefin.io. You can put in some WOL, which is the DYOR token. This has been in a range decently, and some USDC, and it's earning a nice APR for something you kind of set and forget. This is just a tutorial. I've put it on my main account. It will typically go to like this really kind of narrow band, which gives you more APR, but like higher leverage. And so that impermanent loss kind of really sits. So have a look at the chart yourself, work out where you think the range is, the upper and lower band, and flick it in there and see if you can just kind of keep it going. Like maybe it will have to be reworked, but maybe like a 10x could be okay for you. And that's only 500%. And there are other pools, and this is why I was just talking about the fact of like if you're on Kamino or Radium or anywhere and you're trying to settle for 18%, you're going to have to go to another blockchain, my friends. Pools, jump into pools, concentrated pools. I mean, this is the highest performer right now of the big ones. And it gets WOL per day, it gets state SUI per day, and it gets Blue. So you're not just getting trading fees, you're getting these incentivized tokens. You can go and swap this at, I can't remember what the name of it is. Let me just find it. I did a tutorial on it. It looks pretty damn good. It is coming 7k.ag. That's like an aggregator. Get some swap points up there. Also, speaking of SUI, SUI Play has retweeted this. They're obviously kind of connected. They're maybe you could call them friends. And as such, as they are indeed friends. And you can use this wallet as well. You can use Phantom Wallet for SUI, but I use Solflare for Solana. Told my reasons why. It's a superior wallet on Solana, hands down. Get yours by April 23rd. There's no referral, there's no shilling or anything. It's just like I bought one. It's getting me some rewards. Nothing crazy and not as nice as a Seeker, but I reckon it's a worthwhile thing, I think. Oh, same thing. Okay, let's look at this. Come on down. If we come on down, we will see that there is an airdrop went out to the holders, and they got some WOL tokens as well. So if you actually go to preorder.suiplay, put in your order history, you can see I ordered here. Don't spam my email, peeps. I've shared, but don't spam my email. I got this one because I ordered in September, and then I can click on this account and it takes me here, and I've got like a Walrus airdrop, which if we click on this NFT, it shows 113 unclaimed. So it's like 40 cents or something per token. So that's okay. It's $40 something. I don't know what this is. This is obviously my soulbound token. And then in this side, we can't access this private key yet. We cannot access this private key. I don't know. Maybe that's coming soon though. Here, I'll just scroll down so you can see. Blue and some other tokens. Like nothing crazy, but we've got some tokens to claim when we get this private key. Back to my assets here. I think you wouldn't see this because I was in the wrong place. Wall up, Sui play, blah, blah, blah. Finally, Jupiverse, just letting you know, if you did a good cats allocation, you can now claim the Jupe. It will be staked, and you've got until the 31st of May, so you may as well get amongst that. Look, as in terms of an actionable to end, I'm going to give you 2 actionables. I'm going to do by end of the month. I would suggest, I'm going to mention this quite a few times because I use it every day. Cast card, get yourself a cast card. Use the code SebMonty, you get 10%, 20% off. It's freaking genius. And I'll do another tutorial that covers it. But for now, cast card. I may as well pull it up just so you can see it. And also keep in mind, sadly, weekends have lower amounts of moolah available in LP. So jump into Meteor by all means, but just remember your best days are like Monday to Thursday, Monday to Friday, unless there's like some, Trump or someone famous, Elon launches a token randomly on the weekend, which does not happen very often. So cast.xyz, use my code 71T. I honestly use this for everything, and I'll explain why again damn soon. So yeah, back to this second actionable. Go to the Met Army Discord or go to Meteor, find the Discord. All links are easy to find, and just start to see what people are doing. You can ask some questions, but essentially you want to just follow, going with like, I've got one of my researchers going in who's learning it with like small amounts of money, $10, $15, making $2. It's a good start, okay? That's a good start. Actually, there's one more thing I'm going to do. I'm just going to check and see if there are any opportunities available for us in the DLMM space, because I've got a couple of researchers that are looking at this stuff right now. So we'll pull these things up, and I will be covering more things, especially I'm going to cover Mythical Potatoes strategy because the guy does really, really well. But I will point out a couple of tools ever so quickly, just to give you a little bit of guidance. But in general, just join the Discord. All right, so GMGN.ai is like your friend, your biggest friend. It's freaking epic. But you also want to go to Jupe AG and Pro. You can also use, you need to use rug check and stuff. I've covered these things before. Look at the 5 minutes in terms of what is cooking to see any volume that's kind of pumping through there and if there's some sort of price appreciation. Token like this, major amount of volume, liquidity, $1 billion market cap. I don't know what it is. I think it's going to be scam. I'll be able to show you that in a second. Remember, if I'm too slow for you, if you're a fast learner, just watch me on 2x speed. I don't mind. Just learn some skills. This had some decent volume. It was shared to me a few minutes ago, but it then started to tank down. But we can see that volume was quite high, $1 million. But if you can get a token, yes, it's 100%. It's JIT. You JIT. It's a derogatory term, and it means sell. It relates to Indians. There's no derogatory term. I'm trying to diss Indians. But you sell. You JIT. That is the term. You buy, it gets lots of volume. Don't get all greedy. Don't think it's going to go to $10 million. Most of the time it won't. Not financial advice. This is what I'm going to do. You get in, you're like, wow, volume. You can see this volume. Ooh, look at this thing. You're watching it. Someone calls it. You get in. You maybe set something to buy down to like this level, potentially. And you're like, okay, well, maybe this is the top here, but it could run a little bit further. So let's not get too greedy, something like that. You work out where you want to put your soul, and you're probably going into a spot position. You can buy a little bit down. Buying down here is kind of a little bit scary, but whatever. You jump in, it does a dip. The volume's still good. It takes off. You've now made 15, 20%. You're like, all right, see ya. And yeah, you miss out on this, but you can't see that. But then you miss out on losing it all again, potentially. So that's one way to look at that chart. Another one here, so it's put on the 1 minute. Check it out. You want to make sure that you've got everything looking good up here. It is. This here was shared with me. Let's just have a quick look from the team. it was shared at this point and it was looking good, and then kaboom. So sometimes you get it right, sometimes you get it wrong. And at the same time, it's starting to pick up right now. I don't know what it is. I like to look at things that have like names that you can kind of remember. And so if I'm getting this because the volume is high, and the volume is insanely high, 1.2 million over 5 minutes, then you get in and then you bugger off. You like as soon as it starts to die down, you bugger off. You can always keep a moon bag, but this certainly looks like a runner. Like if it dumped on down here and then you start to see it come up, you could be watching here. Otherwise, if you've started here and it's gone down like something like this, you lost like 60%. You'll probably make it back in terms of fees due to how much volume is there, but you just got to be mindful. Let's have a quick look at this token just so we can see if it's a scammy token or not. This has a decent number of holders have increased organic scores here. I think this is 100% going to be a scammy token, but unfortunately you can't see it if you're just looking at jupe.ag. So we're going to come over here. We're going to be aware of that market cap, $1 billion market cap. Why? LP is not burnt. So this is where they just pump it up. They pump it up just by buy. The tiny volume, and they're pushing through what they think is high volume, but it's wash trading. This should not have an organic score of 77. This is not good. This is why you can't rely on just Jupe. Jupe doing amazing things, but I'm being transparent here. You can't just use it like this. What you can do is you can go to like RugCheck, and I'll be covering other tools in the RugCheck family later. But you can come here, you can go and flick in this token, and you can have a look, and it's just going to go like danger. Stay the F away. Stay the F away. So that's just one thing to keep in mind. All right. Been a little bit longer than I expected, but hey, look, there's your DeFi news. Get amongst it. Catch you in the next video. Cheers.